These guys are ridiculous. These guys are ridiculous.
Now, how about them damn Celtics?
And we are back with another How About Them Celtics video. Sam and I are here recording on Thursday, March 21st, and we're talking about Joe Mazzulla. A reminder, leave a like on the video, subscribe to How About Them Celtics. We'd appreciate it very much, and comment below what's popping for a chance to win a $10 Incognito gift card. Get yourself some popcorn. But we're talking about Joe because Joe, about a week ago now, exactly a week ago now, decided, I'm going to block Royce O'Neal's shot. So Royce O'Neal was 0 for something, whatever, on the night. He hadn't made a shot all night, and Joe Mazzulla took it upon himself when Royce O'Neal tried to take a practice shot to try to block him. To just go out there and say, I'm going to block this shot. I'm not letting you do it. Got picked up. Media, everyone talked about it. Was like, oh, look at Joe Mazzulla. This is fun. This is cool. The NBA did not think it was cool. Let me rephrase. Somebody didn't think it was cool. And so he went on, is this 98.5, the Sports Hub?
Zolak and Bertrand.
And said, I'm not allowed to do it anymore. So we can listen to the clip and then.
Joe, is the you and Sam Cassell piss anybody off yet from blocking these shots on dead balls?
I hope we piss everybody off.
Is that a technical?
The most Joe response ever.
In the third row.
I don't.
His laugh is crazy, by the way.
48 hours.
Yeah, I just pause for a second. I've never heard him laugh. Like, and I'm there every time. And I've never heard this guy laugh. That really threw me off.
He sounds like he's about to murder somebody. Like it's like an evil laugh. He's gonna laugh again. There it is.
I don't think it's a rule, but I'm sure it will be in the next 24 to 48 hours.
Is that because you anticipate blocking more shots?
He's not going to change.
I've been told I can't do that anymore.
Oh, you have? By who?
I can't say.
That's got to be that's got to be a league thing.
So it's got to be somebody above you to respect that because you can't do it anymore.
Correct.
Hey, I can't say. All I know is we won't be doing that anymore.
Were you surprised at how pissed off Charles Barkley was at you about this? He didn't seem happy about it.
I didn't hear what he said.
Oh, Chuck didn't seem happy.
He's been going on rants.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. About everything.
That time of year.
Chuck's got an opinion on everything. He's waiting for the playoffs too.
Yeah.
No, I didn't hear what he said, but like I said, we can laugh about it, but at the end of the day, I think you have small moments in your organization to set the temperature of what you want to be about. And we did that last year, and dating back to that's an important thing for our team, the mindset that we try to bring. That we're going to bring it every day. That we want our opponents to constantly be uncomfortable. We don't want to give them an edge at any point. And so I appreciate the players allowing us to be ourselves as a staff. I appreciate the staff buying into that. And you feel like you get small moments to set the temperature, and that was one of the ways. But we built that. So
respect to Joe, and shame on the league is terrified of Joe Mazzulla. That was my takeaway from this. The NBA is terrified of the Mazzulla mindset, the Mazzulla mentality, if you will.
Yeah. So this is a whole thing. Dating back, obviously, last week, Mazzulla was asked about this after the game. Anytime you're a coach and you try and block another player, I think you're going to be asked about it. And his explanation was kind of fair. He was more or less said, I ask our players to protect the basket if they shoot near our bench. So it would be very wrong of me not to do the same. When presented the opportunity, he was not a hypocrite, and he did exactly what he asked his players to do. So that's very respectable. Who doesn't love a little competitive spirit? And it really is the kind of behavior you see from Mazzulla all the time, like us more so maybe than the average person. If you see him in the press conferences, you notice how he answers questions. Like, he's got a chip on his shoulder. He's got a psycho about him that he's just going to be like, listen, we're not playing any games. I want my guys locked in at all times. I'm locked in at all times, so they should be too. Leading by example. It's kind of what you want out of your head coach.
Agree. And for what it's worth, this is not like the first time this happened this season for Joe Mazzulla. Like, I'll pull up another clip. This happened back in January against the Pacers, and Joe talked about it. Sam Cassell got into we'll call it an altercation, but it was just more like a verbal whatever, with Buddy Hield, because Buddy Hield was shooting on the Pacers hoop. And Sam Cassell said, don't do that. And like, just basically told him to fuck off. And this is what Joe had to say about it after the game. If it plays, there we go.
Buddy Hield kept shooting baskets at your side of the court, and he was talking to the bench and your coaching staff. What's the etiquette on
etiquette?
Or is there some kind of rules?
Country club?
No, I'm just saying. He's shooting baskets after timeouts.
The rule is we're supposed to go block it. That's the rule. That's
so
the
it's
etiquette.
your guy's fault.
Yes. We're supposed to block shots when the other team shoots at our basket. That's the rule.
Okay. So you got to talk to your guys about that.
Yes.
Okay.
He was form shooting in front of our bench, so I was waiting for him to go take a shot, and I would have blocked it myself, but he didn't shoot. He was form shooting. So was he shooting at the basket or was he form shooting?
No, he was shooting the basket.
And then we're supposed to block those.
Joe's relationship with Gary is my favorite.
Coaching staff.
It's so
It seemed
good.
like there was
I think
some Sam ran out there.
Yeah, it's the rule.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Sam Cassell has had enough.
Like that was what Sam was supposed to do.
Yes.
Okay. And then there was talk between, was it good natured or
Yeah, it
was
was great natured. Buddy Hill's a great guy. He's a great natured guy. Remember, he's the same guy that admitted to his fault at the end of the other game. Remember that? So he's a really good guy.
And he took the 3 at the end of the
Also
season tournament game.
Great guy within the rules. I love that he did that.
You do?
Yes, it's part of the rules. I mean, it's part of the game.
So
yeah,
he can't
I
even
love
keep a
it.
straight face.
I
with
love this
him.
guy. I think the Gary thing. I think he's just like the most comfortable with Gary. Like I
Yes,
think
I
that version
agree.
of Joe is the real Joe, but he like tones it down for everybody else. But he's comfortable with Gary, and so he just allows himself to like fuck around and be himself. But like he said, like this has been a thing. And Joe goes, "I would have blocked it myself if he actually shot." Motherfucker did what he said. He said,
Yeah,
"Yeah,
he backed it up.
I stand on this business, mother. Like I'm gonna do it." And the NBA is terrified. I get why.
Is it? Do we think it's the
presumably-
NBA?
Yeah,
it
this
could be
is like-
several suspects. Did you see I outlined this, Jack?
No,
I launched
no.
an investigation for Celtics blog.
Ooh, no, I didn't see this.
We have ourselves a Boston investigation. I butchered it. It makes sense when you read it in your head.
I see Boston investigation. Yeah.
It is. And I have pinned 3 suspects: Brad Stevens, Wick, and the traditional uniform hating NBA commissioner Adam Silver. Brad Stevens is on here because he is Joe Mazzulla's direct boss, direct superior. The president of basketball operations is the one likely delivering him the message, regardless if it is his directive or somebody else's. But he has to be on this list. It's tough to imagine that it's Brad Stevens because I think Brad is a competitive psycho too. You just don't see it. And who could forget the time he pump faked in the Kings game? He got in on the fun too. He
That was a
gets
close game too. I'm looking at the score. That was a 3-point game. Like this was like a 1 possession
One
game
time,
with
Semi
5 minutes
Ojeleye
left
out there
And this
guarding
fucking
Halliburton.
Oh no, I didn't realize the context. Like this is the type of shit you see in a fucking blowout. It is
Yes.
a 3-point game with 5 minutes left, and Brad Stevens just goes, as he and he goes, Oh my god, this is so sick.
He
And
was
Buddy
ready.
Hield again.
It was so smooth.
Football season may be over, but the action on the floor is heating up. Whether it's a tournament season or the fight for a playoff home court, there's no shortage of high-stakes basketball moments this time of year. Get in on the excitement with Prize Picks, America's #1 fantasy sports app, where you can turn your hoops knowledge into serious cash. Testing my skills on Prize Picks this season is the most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. If you have the skills, you can turn $10 into $1,000 with just a few taps. Prize Picks is really simple to play, and I can make my picks and submit my entry in less than 60 seconds. Download the app today and use code CLNS for a first deposit match up to $100. Use the code CLNS for the first deposit match up to $100. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy.
This guy's a fucking idiot. I love him. Nah, I don't think it was Brad or Wick. And I know Wick was the second one you mentioned.
Yeah.
I think Brad is about it. I think Wick, I mean, you put it in your article, which I think is a good point, telling them to play with some balls last year. Like that is kind of what this is. This is definitely Adam Silver being like, nah, don't do that. And it's probably like, if I had to really like lay in a guess here, I bet this is from the MBPA. saying, Adam, don't let him do this, because what if one of us gets hurt and like it's the coach's fault for doing this extra shit? Like, if I had to really lay it out and be like, that's probably it. And I kind of get that perspective. Like, you don't want anything extra going on after the play. However, they're terrified. Like, I love that Mazzulla did this. Like, I think it's so funny. I think it is the most Joe Mazzulla thing I've ever seen in my life, to block a player shot after the play ended.
Yeah, I like the way he's trying to instill a killer mentality within his players. And I think it's kind of boiled over into their performances this year. This kind of goes into them beating teams by 50, them blowing leads less. Oddly enough, the day after the Bucks game, we're recording this one, they almost blew a lead, but still, like, they're not breaking at the end of these momentum shift runs. Like, they are recovering. They are putting themselves back in position to win games, and they're not letting go of the rope all the way like we would see in last year or the year before. He has become such a mental mentor for this team, and they've fully bought into it. Even though this shot blocking thing is stupid shit, it's instilling a winning culture into the team. They've got the killer instinct. That was the thing last year. Do they have it in them? Is Tatum a killer instinct guy? And I guess you could still question it at times, but there are so many instances now where you just see them step on the throats of opponents, and it feels different. There is a sense of control in these games, and they have done a great job of signifying that they're here. And this is oddly part of it.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is all a part, like you said, of the new mentality they've built. I think Joe Mazzulla has been, I would argue, the spearheading factor, is that the term, taking them there, which is a credit to him, considering everyone kind of shit on him last year. I think
kind
this
of fairly
shows. I disagree. I don't think it was fairly.
It was somewhat
I think,
fair, but with like the grand scheme of it all, like
Boston
it's fair,
people,
but take it with a grain of salt.
Boston people have no ability to add context to their arguments. If you win, you're good. If you lose, you're bad. And that's the end of it. And I get it. And I know, like, you're supposed to win, right? This is a good Celtics team. But you add in the context of this dude was on the second row of the bench a year ago in a job that he never expected to get, in a job that he didn't choose. He was chosen for this job, right? Brad Stevens like, Joe, like, you're the guy now. Here you go. Tatum likes you. People like you. You've been here the longest. Like, here you go. We're going to thrust you into this role where the expectation is a championship after you spent your only head coaching experience is Division II. Like, I'm sorry, but no shit, he's not going to be perfect. Are you, like, really? And it sucked to watch them struggle in the ways they did last year. All of that. He also made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. Like, I know that's not good enough for Boston, but any other first-year head coach who was not expected to, like, take on this job, like, that'd be a miracle. And of course I understand the other context of this team was expected to be a title contender. They went down 3-0 in the Eastern Conference Finals. Like, that's all bad stuff. And I think there were plenty of criticisms that were fairly thrown onto Joe, but I think people saying, like, fire him after the season, even though we were saying that, like, we were, like, throwing it around a little after 3-0, like
it was in consideration because of, like, if they get swept by an 8 seed Heat in the conference finals, that would have been bad.
The point is, I think you're now seeing the benefits of, one, consistency, which is something the Celtics haven't had in 4 years, and two, giving a guy a chance to build his own identity. And Joe Mazzulla's talked about that after recent games too. Like, I think it was last night, Jared Weiss or Jay King, somebody asked him, like, after last season you lost, you talked about wanting to change identity and change stuff, and he effectively said, like, the goal is to, I think this was after the Piston game, that I don't want to botch the quote, but, like, the goal was to just build a shared identity that we could all buy into as a team. And I think you've seen that this season more than seasons past, which is a good thing. And you need that for a team that is looking to win a title, because as great as having the best team in the world is, as great as having all the talent is, at the end of the day, you need to all be on the same page, right? You need to have a winning mentality. You need to all be locked in on the same things and focus on the same things on a day-to-day. And I think they've done a good job of that. And so credit to them for that. And wrapping it all the way back around, the blocking shots was sick, and I wish they still did it.
It's just a dumb thing for them to crack down on. I forget who tweeted something yesterday, but I quote tweeted, and it was like, yeah, they're focusing on this, but I mean, they won't Oh, it's gambling. The gambling stuff where like they're just plastering it everywhere they possibly can. But yeah, gotta make sure Joe's not blocking shots. Gonna make sure he's not out there trying to contest after the buzzer jumpers. But yeah, well, what the hell was the thing? Let me find it. Distraction to the game. Cavaliers coach JB Bickerstaff says he was threatened by gamblers last season and reported it to the NBA. Don't worry about that. Keep pouring money into DraftKings and FanDuel and all the gambling books there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, Joe, stop blocking shots.
Not allowed. Not allowed. Let us know what you think. Make sure to leave a comment on this video. Leave a like. Subscribe to How About Them Celtics. We'd appreciate it. And I'll let Sam wrap it up.
Yeah, thank you very much for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our daily uploads. We're coming at you with content at 5 a.m. every single day, whether it's these videos, the full pods that come out Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, Talking Seas with Bobby Kravitsky that's live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and then game recaps, morning after games, and we are live a half hour for pregame, 30 minutes before each game. You can find us on Spotify and Apple as well if you want the audio pods and game recaps. Leave us a 5-star review there. We would appreciate it very much. If you want to get in touch with us via email, you can do so. hbtcpod@gmail.com is the address for that. We take your emails, questions, whatever it may be, and we go through them on the podcast. We do love to hear from you guys, so definitely reach out. You can find us on Twitter and the rest of the socials at How About Them C's, also Instagram and TikTok. The Facebook is just the name of the podcast. Our streams are there. They're on YouTube and they're on Twitter. You can follow Jack at Jack's Money NBA. You can follow me at Sam LaFrance NBA. That's it for us. Bye.
Taco, come on.
Taco's having some fun here.